I know the last time you were on my channel, and you had mentioned that you being a single father. First question to you is this: so when raising your children, did you raise your children abroad and the United States, or was it just in the United States?
It was both. We were in
Combination of both.
Yeah, we were in Latin America from 2003 until 2009. Then I came back here, and their mother brought them back up between 2009 and 2010, I
10, yeah.
think. Yeah. So, and then from about 2012 or 11 or 12, she went back to where she was from there, and I've raised them by myself since then. She never returned.
Okay. Uh, let's kind of get into that now. What would you say were maybe some advantages or disadvantages, rather, raising your children now who are in the United States, as opposed to when you were in Latin America?
Well, it was pretty impoverished where I lived at down there. I mean, you had the one town, the tourist town, but if you just get on the outskirts of that, where you could actually, the prices are much better. Uh, there's a lot of poverty down there, which didn't affect me too much. Although I did live with some of the, I'll say the natives, right where they live, but I would have to say I lived on about $600 a month, and at that time I had 4 or 5 kids. I
Four
can't
of us,
remember.
yeah, at time.
And we lived right at the base of a volcano where they actually went up the hill with donkeys to work the fields up there. But that was one of the best times that I was starting my English school then. And for the kids, I think it was okay. It wasn't like the luxury posh homes and perfect yards we have up here, but I wouldn't say that they're any less happy. I would say maybe they're happier down there than what. And it was a good time in my life too, because I was starting the English school, and I would sometimes walk 12 miles a day to teach English for $1 an hour. But we all worked together. It was a unique experience that really I think would benefit anyone.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to keep you guys big for a little bit, but now I want to hear from your children how their experience was in Latin America. So we could go around the table. Let's go from the oldest down to the youngest.
All right. So my experience down there, it was quite different. I mean, like he said, I'd probably say that to a degree, when it comes to materialism, we were a whole lot happier down there. It didn't take much to make us happy. Not much at all. But as long as we were around each other and everything like that, that was the main thing, just being around each other, making sure that we were together. Down there we were considered gringos and stuff, So for the most part, I was in school with him, and it was a bit hard, like trying to fit in with everybody. We looked so different. Two, everybody knew our dad was American, so they assumed that we were the richest kids in school. Now, granted, we probably were, but not to the degree that everybody thinks. People watch TV down there and everything, and get the movies and get the ideas in their head. So it's the same as that. But I'll say, like, it was a humbling experience. It makes me appreciate everything that we have up here a whole lot more than an average person my age. Most people my age are complaining about everything. Oh, prices of this, prices of that, prices of this. And, don't get me wrong, here and there it is quite rough. But on the upper hand is, this isn't a third world country. This is nothing like it was down there. I feel safe walking around here. I can walk, past midnight and be perfectly fine. I can do a lot of different things that I couldn't possibly do down there when it comes to just having freedom, and just the way that I looked whenever I was down there. Everybody was like, oh, gringos, there they go. But other than that, it was a pretty good experience. I would go back any day and live there again. Just haven't been back for quite some time, but I would definitely go back, live there again, do it all over again. I wouldn't change anything, really change much, because that being down there and how, the poverty stricken it was, and how we had everything in my head because we had our family. So that is one of the basic principles that they have down there is, you don't got much, but you got family. As long as you got family, you got everything. So that was my experience down there.
My experience, I'm a little bit sick, but it was whenever you live there and you live here, you start to realize how fortunate you are. You know, like what do they say, Dad? This is the land of the rich. Is
The
that
land
what
of
they
the
say?
abundance or land of
This is
abundance.
paradise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is like, and we live in a land of a lot of abundance, which most people can't get in a country like that. But in my experience, it was pretty good. It was fun. It was tough. You know, you see things there that you wouldn't see here, and not only that, but it's pretty beautiful down there.
Yeah.
Even though it was tough, it was pretty beautiful. But pretty fortunate to live here and still have my family with me. So that was my experience.
Yeah, that was one of the things our cousins, when we were offered to come up here, every single one of our cousins and aunts were like, go, 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 you know? So we're like, all right, let's go. Let's do it.
My experience down there, I don't remember a whole lot from when I was down there, but I remember when I was in school, I remember getting bullied a little bit. It's different than it was here in the U.S. You know, down there, they really bullied you. I mean, they really picked on you and stuff. And I remember down there when in the morning you get up to take a shower, it was cold.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was just cold
Cold
water.
showers.
Yeah, it was tough. I remember taking those as a little kid, and I also remember the floors being dirt, but they were swept so much that they were smooth
Yeah.
after long periods of time. And I remember down there in school, yeah, people used to say something to us about us looking more white and stuff like that. And I remember not having a lot of money and wanting a school uniform down there that we couldn't get.
Yeah.
And people used to make fun of me because I wear my regular clothes, you
Yeah.
know. And then coming up to the U.S. is so different than it was down there, because I remember down there you take a chance of eating something and potentially getting sick. And when you got sick down there, you got sick,
Yeah.
like seriously sick.
Yeah.
Compared to up here, you know, you just go to the grocery store, you can buy your groceries. You don't have to worry about them being bad or anything. So
Get a little food poisoning.
yeah,
and
but
kind of thing.
that's as much as I remember down there.
Frank, do
I'm
you
being-
remember anything?
No.
don't
I'll be
remember
completely
anything?
honest. I don't remember anything from y'all, man.
Paulina?
I don't really remember much. I mean, sometimes I'll remember stuff every now and then, but I don't really remember being down there. I just remember mom.
And
And
how old
that's
were you when you were up here?
4.
4. Kevin, I don't think you remember anything, do you?
I
You're a
remember
toddler.
when he was born, they used to wash him in this little black tub type thing.
Mhm.
And he was just a little baby. But I remember our mom getting mad at us because she would be trying to take care of us
Yeah.
after she had just
Yeah.
given birth to a kid or something. She didn't stay at the hospital very long either, I
No,
don't think,
not
as
at
far as
all.
I remembered. I knew
You
she
guys remember when Henry fell out of the tuk-tuk? They got tuk-tuks.
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little three-wheelers. You probably know what those are. Those little.
The only thing I remember was
Taxis.
when Kevin fell out of the hammock and broke his arm.
Oh,
That's
that
about
was-
it,
that was
though.
it.
That's like,
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, honestly, the three younger ones are pretty fortunate. The 3 oldest ones, we went through some pretty grueling processes down there. Claude and I both got hepatitis from the water and
Yeah.
came pretty.
It's from the water or the food?
It was the food or the water. It was one of the
Yeah.
two, and he ended up getting it because he was around me all the time. So it was kind of, that was the closest. Like I was saying the other day, that we probably got to like dying from being sick. It was pretty bad.
I remember another thing too is down there we'd be running out of food or something like that, so we'd fast for Jesus. or
Fast for
something.
Jesus,
Man,
yeah.
I hated that. I
You remember
those-
that?
It'd
And
be
that
like
that was when I was gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
like the next week, and you know that day is coming up where you're gonna have to
Yeah.
quote unquote fast for Jesus
So
or
Mhm.
something.
how long were you all there after I split up with your mom? A year or two? Or?
They were there
Probably only
for about a year. I was
because-
there for 2. I stayed there for Christmas. I wanted to spend one last Christmas down there before I came up to the United
Yeah, I
States. So
remember that.
I stayed a little bit longer than these two did. They came up right away.
Man, I realized how different it was when Henry
Yeah.
and I came up here. I'm like, whoa.
I remember
this place
seeing
is-
Walmart and it looked like a shopping mall. I thought it was like a mall. I was
Yeah.
the biggest store I've ever seen in my life.
First time I went there, I got lost.
Frozen food and stuff.
I
Like
stole
it was
something immediately when I got there because I was like, oh, there's so much stuff. I just grabbed something off the shelf.
yeah. Trying to what do they say? What's that word when you're trying to change into a new environment and stuff?
Adapt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
adapt. There you go.
yeah.
We're trying to adapt was probably the hardest part. It was just trying to change your life because I was convinced when I was down there, even at a young age, I was convinced. I was like, this is it. This is what our life is gonna be. This is what it's gonna be like. I was convinced that that's how it was gonna be. But yeah,
Wow.
it was a good experience.